Good morning. It's our first day here in Jordan and we're in the capital city of Amman. We arrived early in the morning, just after midnight, at Queen Alia Airport, where we were picked up by our driver who brought us to our hotel, the Kempinski in Amman. We'll take a proper tour around the room later, but for now I think we'll just go down and get some breakfast. We were picked up after breakfast by our driver Musa from Jordan Tours and started our 100-kilometre drive east out of Amman to the first of the 3 desert castles we would be visiting today. Azraq Castle, sometimes known as the Blue Fortress, was first built by the Romans after the area was originally inhabited by the Nabateans due to its supply of fresh water. Substantial work also took place in the 13th century when it was redesigned and fortified. The fortress has a really unique entrance. The doors are made out of solid stone that are relatively easy to open and close. The hinges are lubricated with palm oil that allow them to swing. Our driver told me that the locals used to make themselves big and strong by only drinking camel milk and eating dates so they could open the door. I'm not sure how true that is. T.E. Lawrence, aka Lawrence of Arabia, made the fortress his desert headquarters during the Great Arab Revolt against the Ottoman Empire.
The stairs to get down.
It is, yeah. Just be careful then.
This is very deep. It's very deep and it's very steep as well.
Hey, you don't want to slip down here, do you? You okay?
This almost fell. Okay, now it's also that over there, so...
There's a big hole in there, is there?
Yeah, there is.
Look.
What's up here? I'm gonna go up here.
Go on then.
There's another small hole. There you go. Those rocks make a hook.
Oh yeah, you gotta be very careful with that.
Yeah, but look, they make a hook.
Yeah, there's a hole in there. You having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do after we've We've gone to all the castles.
Then we're going to go to Amman. After we left Azraq, it was a 30-minute drive to Amra, the second desert castle of the day. From the car park, it was a short walk before we got to this UNESCO World Heritage Site. What is left is actually the remnant of a larger complex that included an actual castle, and is considered one of the most important examples of early Islamic art and architecture. And this is the reason why Amra is a World Heritage Site. It is the only monument in the world from the Umayyad period that has all its frescoes preserved. A long time ago, people would stop over at these desert castles on the Hajj on their way to Mecca. They provided a safe stopover point to have food and lodgings along the way. Just a short 15-minute drive from Amra is our final desert castle of the day, Kharana. It's a 5-minute walk from the car park, which gives you the time to appreciate what an imposing sight the castle would have been all those years ago. So all you want to do is get lunch and go to the hotel?
Yeah.
You don't want to visit any more castles?
No.
This well-preserved building was built in the early 8th century, and the purpose of the structure is still unclear even today. After our visit to Kharana, we headed back to Amman, which was around a 60-minute drive away. Once we reached the city, there was a noticeable difference in the level of traffic as we travelled downtown.
The Citadel in Amman.
We parked up at the Amman Citadel, and after looking at the historic downtown area from an overlook, we proceeded to tour the ruins. There has been evidence of occupation here since Neolithic times, and the site has many buildings remaining from great civilizations such as the Romans, Byzantines and Umayyads. The top of the hill gave us a great vantage point from where to hear the call to prayer. On our way out, we had a quick look around the Jordan Archaeological Museum.
Roman Amphitheatre.
On a hillside just opposite the citadel is a 6,000-seat Roman amphitheatre that was built in the 2nd century during the reign of Antoninus Pius. It was built in 3 tiers, the rulers at the bottom and closest to the action, the military in the middle and the public at the top. Almost at the top. Don't know how many steps there are, but it's quite tiring. And we're here at the Roman Amphitheatre in Amman. Tired?
Yeah. I'm a bit tired too, but it was so fun.
Saying what they used to be?
It used to be somewhere where like lions and sometimes tigers fight, but now it's just turned into somewhere where people play football.
Okay, it gets really steep by here, so be careful. You're doing the sitting method. When we left the amphitheatre, we drove through the souk looking for somewhere quick to eat. I'm not proud to say, but we stopped at a McDonald's. Matthew is a fussy eater and I didn't want to spend too much time looking for somewhere he would like. It did have a unique menu item I could not get back home though. a chicken Big Mac. Then it was back to our hotel, the Kempinski in Amman. As I promised you earlier, here is a tour of our room. It is very spacious with 2 double beds. It has a large desk area with international channels on the TV. They provided complimentary bottles of water every day of our stay. There was a separate area to store our things with plenty of space for all our clothes. The bathroom is as you would expect from a 5-star hotel, and even came with robes and slippers. We finished the evening off in the swimming pool and had the whole place to ourselves. Next time on Travelshorts Jordan.